Boo, am the ghost, and I can always appreciate a good indie game, especially when you can notice the care, love, and attention put into it. And on Deltarune, it's pretty clear. For the ones who haven't been on the internet for the last month, Deltarune got a second chapter. But we're not gonna talk about the second chapter. We're gonna talk about the first one, the beginning. We will talk about the second one maybe next year, considering it's about to end, and hopefully Toby Fox doesn't take 3 years to make another chapter. Now, don't get me wrong, I think chapter 2 is great due to those 3 years of work. But again, we're not talking about chapter 2. Jokes and intro aside, let's drop into Deltarune chapter 1. This is not a review, just a comedic, funny, interesting conversation about Deltarune. So let's begin with the beginning. We started this nice, small town that won't be a focus, so don't get used to it. And we get to this place we all hate. School. And we meet the school bully, Susie, and 2 minutes in, you are falling. Final falling has become a staple in our gaming, huh? We have Crash Bandicoot, I think Mario Bowser's Fury. Interesting pattern. But first, before we keep talking about Deltarune, we should talk about Toby Fox. That's right, there is Toby Fox. Now let's talk about Toby Fox. Can we please talk about Toby Fox? Please, Mac, I've been there to talk to you about Toby Fox all day, okay? Toby Fox is, in a single word, a genius. And if I would meet him, I would say something like, "You're a cool dude," and he'd probably maybe say, "You too." And I would tell him, "Never change, Toby Fox," and then walk away as our paths separate. But gosh darn it, he's a very talented and creative person, and he did some pretty fun, interesting, unexpected, and unique stuff in both chapters that I hope I don't spoil for you. And let's start with the beginning once again, because I went off track talking about Toby Fox. It's the 4th time this weekend, and it's been always the same thing. I mean, we meet Ralsei, this companion which teaches us what we need to know, and right after we meet Lancer, a pretty dumb kid. He's extremely funny, and he does have depth, so he's not a one-dimensional joke that you'll see when you play this game. We have our cast now of 4 hilarious and funny friends: Chris, Sassy, Ralsei, and Lancer will be the main cast on this chapter. And on this chapter, we're on this land where there's a forest, a big sail, and some funny looking puzzle pieces. And yes, there are puzzles in this game. See what I did there? Now, spoilers for the final boss of a 3-year-old free game, okay? Okay. Skip to this time of the video if you haven't played Deltarune, and if you haven't played it, what are you doing? The final boss is Lancer's dad. I didn't go pacifist on the enemies or on the boss during the adventure, so didn't come over to parry. Ralsei had to cast the pacify spell. I just learned that you could get that pacifist ending when searching for the battle, and I was like, oh, that's a thing that can happen. That's real cool. But then again, I didn't got that ending, so I didn't know about it. So after you say goodbye to your pals, Sassy and Chris go back to the town, and the final 10% of the game takes part on this town, and the ending will leave you wanting to keep playing on chapter 2. It did my jaw drop, but I won't spoil it for you. I already spoiled the big part. And that's the story of Deltarune. Now, I like the battle system. It's simple, you master it in no time, and it's nice. No more thoughts. Well, what did I think personally of Deltarune chapter 1 overall? You might hate me for saying this, but I don't care, and I can't blame you for it. But I don't think the chapter is perfect. It's great, but it does have problems. For the good things, it really has a world you'll want to explore and secrets everywhere. But one of my main problems is that sometimes the game gets slow in some parts, and sometimes the battles become boring. But all of this got fixed in chapter 2, so yeah, chapter 2 is definitely superior. But nonetheless, chapter 1 is still great, good, terrific, amazing, super, fantastic, every positive adjective you can think of, but not perfect. I'm predicting chapter 3 will be about board games. Here you got cards, chapter 2 was about online humor, so yeah, board games. This is the Gamer Ghost, and I say that this is the best town ever, and you can't tell me otherwise.